Hello, this is Tom Cloud with part 2 that we started last week. I wanted to come back to back to finish the information from the questions that were asked by y'all. So we'll be doing our update and bring a little bit more to the table. I want to start with a couple emails that came in to follow up. And yes, a treasury bill is backed full faith by the government. Now, what faith the world has in the dollar is going down. It's gone down considerably the last 12 months since the COVID thing hit the economic markets last March, when we saw gold soar, and we're seeing the same thing right now. The prices just haven't soared yet, but demand. So yes, if you move out of stocks and bonds, or you go liquid in your 401k or self-directed IRA, the money has to be put to stay in the IRA, either in a money market or some kind of commercial paper money market, or a government security treasury bill money market. And we talked about this last week, but we had a few more questions. And yes, you are right, listener, that the full faith of the government is not that the government's going to go to no faith, but the faith in the U.S. government, financial markets, is headed down and has been going down recently. So yes, you got to be careful. If you're going to move to the sidelines to protect yourself, your options, in my opinion, are the treasury bills. I'm not big on commercial paper, because once again, even though it's credit-worthy companies buying it, there's still a risk they'll go out of business before the government. So I'd rather have mine in treasury bills. But the other thing is gold. I mean, it's money. It's the future of the world. I mean, it is roaring. Central banks, since they could buy gold and count it as 100% of the market value, we've seen it explode and gold go up 40% since that announcement only 2 years ago. It's been mind-boggling, and it's just picking up momentum right now. So what we've talked about many times, you own gold two ways. You have it in your self-directed precious metals IRA, or you have it in your personal assets, or you have it in both, as most of our clients do. So let's start with the IRA. If you have a 401k, you're already retired, you need to close that 401k down and get two self-directed IRAs. One for stocks, bonds, and cash, and one's for precious metals. So that's what you need to do right there. And I would advise doing that as quick as you can, because if you just leave it in a 401k, it's going to be kept in stocks and bonds, and it looks like there's a good chance we're going to have the recession and maybe a depression. It's just how quick the money can be printed, because it is going to be printed at rates never seen before, including what happened to Trump the last 2 years, when he printed so much money to try to stay out of a recession-depression. So we know it's going to be a lot of money created out of thin air. And we know it's going to be the most in the world. And we know it's going to affect the dollar negatively. So what you do is move. Now, major announcement. In 45 years since I started this company, I've only seen the supply of gold this little 2 other times. And one was last year about the same time. Right now, we're seeing delivery on things going back to 2 to 5 weeks, depending on the product. We can sell it to you, but you're going to have patience receiving, which leads to, remember, when you pay us to get in line to get your metals, we keep the money in our escrow. It does not go to the suppliers we bought it from until they ship it, and we have a tracking number that we can give to you. So remember, I don't know anybody else that does this. We keep your money, and we keep it, and don't let any wholesaler have it until we've got the product on the way to you. So right now, as I said, it's one of the top 3 times in my 45-year career in this business to see the supply this far behind. And it's only going to get worse. Junk silver is crazy. The the Silver Eagles. The mint is running the highest level through the first month at any time in history, over 220,000 ounces. I think it's 222. But anyway, the premiums of 475 reach and touch nearly the highest premium we've ever had on Silver Eagles. So if you want them, you got to get in line and you got to wait about a month, but you're going to get them. So I would advise you to go in and look at that right now. So that's very, very important. The supply is going to continue to be bought by central banks, large investors, and they're the ones that are affecting the market while the little guy sits there not knowing what to do. But as we've said, we don't tell you to buy all your assets in one area. Certainly not stocks and bonds. It'd be much better in gold than stocks and bonds the last 3 years, and we believe again this year. So, but we don't believe in that. We believe you should have some in all categories. Have an asset allocation for all these different areas that go up or down based on what the economy is doing. So that is very, very important that you do that. So once again, this week was a short session just trying to update those questions and further and end where we started last week on this, talking about the economy. I'm not very bullish on the economy. And these brokers that are telling you this problem's going to be fixed quickly, you're not that dumb. Just think about thousands of restaurants in the state of California and thousands of restaurants in New York. Just those two states, thousands of restaurants and hundreds of thousands of employees that are out of work. Their unemployment lasts for a few months and then it's gone. So you can't sit here and think this economy is good. It's not. It's horrible. And it's going to get worse. And if we weren't printing money like a drunken sailor, it would already be worse. But you've got to realize to get this turn, it's not like the biggest ship in the world headed from here to London, how long it would take to turn around if it needed. It's going to be a slow turn. This is not thing. This economy is still going down, not up. And it's only going to get worse. So you can't sit there and believe that happy days are here in the stock market. It's not real. So you've got to figure that out for yourself. And certainly, like I said, I'm not telling you to get out completely, but I'm just telling you better look and be aware, because this COVID thing, just look at this new Brazil strain, the new English strain, people dying from the shots, people getting sick from the shots. I've got friends that are very sick from the shots, the vaccine. So it's not a cure-all. It's not a cure-all. And here we got another one coming down the tube that's Johnson & Johnson. It's only one shot instead of two shots that we're seeing with these other two makers of the vaccine. So all that's got to be decided on, and will it affect, will these things work? We don't know. We haven't had enough time to work. These things through warp speed were put in the market, but all of it affects financial markets. It's not just your health or your friend's health. It's the financial markets. There's never been a time in my career where you never have more, and you should have more precaution than right this minute with the stock market this lofty 30, 31,000. Because it'd be easy for it to come down 10 or 15% to 26, 27,000. But the thing is, on the next drop, I don't see it bouncing back up for quite a while. So we're still tinkering with when's the drop coming? How big will it be? So stay tuned to Jerry's show, because he follows this a lot closer than I do. So hopefully we've made some sense to you. If you don't have a self-directed precious metals IRA, call Dan or I. We'll walk you through it, where we can be your broker and your representative. We just can't be your custodian. So, but we have 2 or 3 good ones to recommend to you. So anyway, I'll be back in 2 weeks. I really appreciate the comments from last week. Probably had 25 or 30 emails thanking us for making a complex subject a little less complex, and we hope we can continue to do that in that. So anyway, we'll see you back here in 2 weeks with this bi-weekly precious metals market update. This is Tom Cloud signing out.